In this video, I'm going to share 9 simple things I do every day to save money and live a frugal life. Number 1, read more. Reading is still one of the best pastimes to help you save money and find more ways to earn more. There's really a book for anyone, and now you can find them offered in several inexpensive formats. For example, you can listen to audiobooks or get a Kindle and have digital copies of books. Of course, you can use your local library to borrow any book that you can dream of entirely for free. Whether you're just looking to pass time by reading fiction, or if you want to learn a new skill to maybe help you find a better job, or to know more about personal finances, reading will always be one of the first things you should think about doing. Number 2, just stay home. You don't always have to go out every time someone asks you. I used to have this problem when my friends would ask me to go out and I wouldn't want to go, mostly because I didn't have money to spend, but felt inclined to do so to not let them down. Looking back at it now, I realize that there would have been so many better ways to enjoy their company for free, or I could have just said no because another hangout would pop up a week later when I'd be in a better financial position. Ultimately, it's up to you to decide whether you can go out or not, but don't feel bad to stay home if you want to save. Some fun things you can do at home are watch Netflix, play a video game, or watch YouTube videos where you can learn new things. For example, you can subscribe to Investors Weekly to learn everything about personal finance and frugal living so you can know the best ways to save. Number 3, go for a walk. Walking is an exercise that's seriously overlooked. It's common for people to think if they're not totally exhausted by the end of a workout, then they didn't do enough. However, a simple 30-minute walk is already enough to keep you extremely healthy and make you feel much better. Oh, and don't forget that walking can literally be done anywhere. Just for clarity's sake, let's see how much you'd need to use a gym membership to make its value worth it. The average gym membership costs around $50 a month. If you were to use it 7 days a week, then you'd only be paying $1.67 every time you use the gym, which is a great deal. But if we drop that to only 3 days a week, which is already a good amount for the average person, you're going to be paying $4.16 for every time you use the gym. Compare that to paying $0 for walking and getting the same benefits. A gym membership doesn't seem so great anymore. Number 4, eat leftovers. Did you know that about 20% of the food the average American eats every year is thrown away? That's essentially 20% of leftovers totally gone, and that's 20% of money spent on food that could have been saved. Let's illustrate this with an example. The average person spends about $485 on food every month. If 20% of that is thrown away, then you're looking at $97 effectively thrown out every month. Think about the things you could do with an extra $97. Now, the thing is that leftovers can sometimes be hard to remember to eat, or you may simply not feel like eating the same meal 2 days in a row. Fortunately, many meals freeze well, so you can always save your leftovers by freezing them for another date. If it's just a matter of remembering, which is something I'm guilty of, then set yourself a note in a place that you'll see it, reminding you to eat it for lunch. Number 5, check your bank balance. There are many ways to approach how you track your funds, but it's a necessary thing to do to save money well. For instance, I like to do a quick check of my account every day to make sure that any money that has been left in my account was in fact supposed to leave, and that the money that's supposed to stay is staying. There have been times when I've noticed more money leaving my account than I expected, and going over my statements has either helped clarify whether there was a price increase in a subscription, or in a worst-case scenario, if someone got access to my account. Whether you check every day or once a week, find a method that works for you to ensure that your money is going exactly where it's supposed to. Number 6, plan dinner. Food is one of those things that you can lose a lot of money on very quickly. For example, if you were to buy a large pizza at Domino's 3 times a week, you're spending $30 a week for dinner, and that's not including all the other expenses like taxes, additional food, and delivery fees. While some may find pizza difficult to make at home, it's really not that hard. It would only cost you something around $5, effectively cutting it in half. Obviously, this changes a lot depending on the ingredients you use, but you know you're always going to save between 100 to 400% if you make food at home. Of course, there are many different meals you can make, and planning doesn't have to be something stressful. For example, if you own a pressure cooker, you can cook meats straight from your freezer, and within 1 to 2 hours, it'll be totally cooked and taste divine, all the while saving you money. Number 7, keep your heat low. Reducing the amount you heat your home is always a surefire way to save money. However, something I learned is that the type of heating system you have and the home you're in can have big effects on the best way to save money on heating. My home is heated through natural gas, which is actually considered the cheapest way to heat a home. So reducing the amount I heat my home, like keeping the temperature a few degrees lower if I know I'm going to be at work for 8 hours, can help save a lot of money. A bonus tip is if you're someone who is looking to buy a new home, try to find a house that's heated through natural gas. However, there's one exception that regardless of how your home is heated, will impact how much you save. If your home has tall ceilings, it actually takes more energy to get it to a comfortable temperature. So it's best to keep your thermostat set to a stable temp all the time. Number 8, make your own coffee. Making coffee at home is always going to be a more economical option than buying coffee at a store. It's definitely changed my life, and I'll prove to you just how much it can help you save. Let's use Starbucks as an example. A freshly brewed, tall cup of coffee at Starbucks, which is about the size of a large coffee mug, costs $1.85, according to the last update in December 2022. If you were to buy the ground coffee at Walmart, you'd be paying $18.48. Ground coffee produces approximately 56 servings. If you bought 56 servings of coffee at Starbucks, you'd pay a grand total of $103.60. Imagine saving over $85 every single month just by switching to making your favorite coffee at home. You can even take it a step further by purchasing a coffee brand that's less expensive, saving even more. Number 9, drink more water. Most of the human body is composed of water. Obviously, that means drinking water is of vital importance, but it's also an excellent way to save money. The truth is, I struggled with drinking as much water as I should have, mostly because of how good other drinks like coffee, tea, and pops tasted. However, a 12-pack of Coca-Cola costs $7.18, whereas the equivalent amount of water from my tap is basically free. Realizing this, I reduced the amount of coffee, pop, and alcohol I drank, which drastically reduced the amount I was spending every month. The average American spends approximately $510 a month on coffee, pop, and alcohol. By reducing the amount you drink and replacing it with water, you can save up to $127 every single month. It's a pretty great trade-off for such a small change.